All right, so hey, this is Larry Yeager at Yeager's Harley Davidson in Sedalia, Missouri. And we have got a 22 model Pan America Special and a 23 model Pan America Special. They really just made a couple, 2 or 3 little changes to them for 2023. And I thought maybe I would identify those for you. Truth is, I think that most all the changes they made on the 23s can be retroed back to a 21 or a 22, either one, I believe. And I don't think there would be any issue with that. And it was mostly heat deflection for rider comfort was most of the changes. So to begin with, we've got over on this side, we've got, they added a heat shield right down here on the header pipe that kind of deflects heat to the rider off of the catalytic converter, which everybody knows the catalytic converter is a heat source in the exhaust system, and there is some heat that kind of migrates up off of that to the rider. So I believe their intentions there was to help to deflect some of the heat from coming up, and that could definitely make a change. Another small change that they made over on the left-hand side of the motorcycle is they added another heat deflector right here. So a 22 and a 21 does not have this at all. And again, this is to help with rider comfort. It helps to deflect the heat that's blowing through the radiator and coming back to the rider in the rider area and warming up that area. So this is just going to help deflect that heat from coming back to the rider, I believe is what it's going to do. It's a simple little bracket, a couple zip ties and a couple bolts, and I believe you could retro and put that on the 2022 model or 2021, and the same with the heat shield on the exhaust. It has 2 clamps that holds it on, so it's a very simple changeover if a guy wants to do that. And then another thing they made a change on was the windshield. So it's the same windshield, essentially the same mounting hardware, but they did add 2 small springs up inside the bracketry so that when the windshield is fully extended, it has spring pressure on it to where it takes some of the flop out of it. So this is the 23 model. It's a little stiffer windshield, so at higher speeds it's going to be a little stiffer. And you can kind of see on a 22 model with it fully extended, it's definitely got a little bit more flop to it. I have not honestly disassembled the 22 and the 23 to look to see if it could be retroed back. I have looked at the bracketry and the part numbers of all the bracketry, and everything looks like you could definitely adapt it. It all uses the same brackets for the 22 to the 23. Just the little spring additions are new for 2023, and I believe you could add them in there, I believe. And again, mostly what that's going to do is stabilize the windshield at higher speeds in a fully extended position. And honestly, mechanically, that is all they really changed. Of course, they have made software updates along the way, but them are all always available for a previous model year stuff. So, you know, if you're thinking about a 23, they definitely have got some little changes to them to help them. But a 22 would still be just as good a machine. So for it being the #1 selling adventure bike out there, it's a pretty phenomenal machine. So if you ever have any questions on the Pan America motorcycle, we'd be glad to help. It's something that we have kind of taken to heart and are riding and are learning about these bikes, and would be glad to help in any way we can. Thank you.